Hello and welcome to Soda Tasting, an online show dedicated to soda reviews and appreciation. I'm Patrick O'Keefe. Before we get started today, I would like to say a special thank you to Derek Schomer, who is the host of Common Man Cocktails. Now this is a great high-energy cocktail show where Derek shows you how to make any number of cocktails and also does videos on related subjects. So if you are a fan of cocktails or alcoholic beverages in general, or in some cases non-alcoholic, definitely check out his channel. It's a lot of fun, and I just recently discovered it myself. He's been very supportive of the show recently, sharing it with his viewers, and I really appreciate it, so thank you, Derek. And you can find his website at everydaydrinkers.com, on YouTube, youtube.com/everydaydrinkers, and also he has another channel that he does mocktails on, Mocktails for Kids. That's mocktails number 4 kids, which is hosted by his kids. So a lot of great programming coming out of that household. So thanks again, Derek, and definitely check out his stuff. So I was recently walking down the aisles of a Lowe's Foods grocery store, and you know me, I have to check out the soda aisle when I'm in a grocery store, when I'm in a different grocery store, when I travel. It's something I have to do. I love to do it. I love to see what's out there. I love to see what's regional, because that's really what soda tasting to some extent is all about, because I want to do the mainstream sodas, I want to do the sodas you can actually find and buy, but soda is a very regional thing, so I love to see what's around there. But you know what gets me is when they put soda in an aisle that's not the soda aisle, because they just expect that you will go there. I'm sure it's a high traffic area, whatever it is, but I checked out the Lowe's Foods aisle and a grocery store soda aisle, and I was like, oh, there's not much here I want to buy. But then I was about to leave, and I looked down this other aisle, and I'm like, what's that down there? That looks like Pepsi in a glass bottle and Mountain Dew in a glass bottle. And I recently featured the Pepsi with sugar in a Pepsi blind tasting I did, and I'll include a link to that in the description. But I was thinking, okay, it's probably just the standard formula for Pepsi and Mountain Dew, just in a glass bottle. Kind of like Coke produces glass bottles in the US. But I went down there, and I picked up a bottle, and I was like, huh, this is sugar-sweetened Mountain Dew. Worth pointing out, this is not Mountain Dew Throwback. Okay, this is not Mountain Dew Throwback. It's a pretty attractive, kind of the old school Mountain Dew logo, attractive bottle. This is not Mountain Dew Throwback. It may be the same formula, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if it tastes exactly the same. But this is not branded as Throwback. It's not branded as some sort of promotional campaign, some sort of temporary campaign in waves, because I know some of you out there have access to Pepsi Throwback and Mountain Dew Throwback because you left me comments, but the rest of not all of us have access to that, even those of us in the US. I personally haven't seen it in like 8 months to a year. I even asked a Pepsi person who was stocking shelves at my local grocery store. I said, do you know when you might get more of that? And he said no. He says it's in waves. It's different times a year. So I haven't seen that in a while. So I was really interested to see this and see them just doing it, just producing it and not talking about it, not promoting it. They're just putting these bottles out in a mainstream grocery store. So that was pretty cool to me, and I had to pick up a box. Now, real quick, I want to talk about Mountain Dew. The Mountain Dew name comes from the moonshine that was produced in Appalachian stills in Tennessee, according to a Bloomberg report that I read while I was doing research on this. It was created in the 1940s by brothers Allie and Barney Hartman, and early bottles featured a depiction of an armed hillbilly chasing a federal agent from an outhouse. So, obviously some great brand folklore there. Pepsi acquired Mountain Dew, the brand, in 1964, and their first TV ad included the slogan, "Yahoo Mountain Dew, it'll tickle your innards." They didn't add any additional flavors until 1988 with Diet Mountain Dew and the short-lived Mountain Dew Red. Of course, nowadays we have Mountain Dew Code Red, which a number of people have already requested, and I'm definitely going to do. And, you know, don't be surprised if you see it in the next 10, 15 episodes. I'm planning on doing something with it soon. So let's take a look here. I mean, there's not much on the box, just kind of that nice old school logo. Let's take a look at the ingredients. Carbonated water, sugar, orange juice concentrate, citric acid, natural flavor, sodium benzoate, which preserves freshness, caffeine, sodium citrate, gum arabic, erythrobic acid, which also preserves freshness, calcium disodium EDTA to protect flavor, brominated vegetable oil, yellow 5, And as far as the nutritional facts go, I want to tell you those and also compare them to just the regular mainstream Mountain Dew, which I have right here. This has 170 calories, which is the same for this Mountain Dew also. This has 60 milligrams of sodium versus 65 in here. This has 44 grams of total carbohydrates, all of which are sugars, versus 46 here. So a little less sodium, a little less sugar in the Mountain Dew with sugar. Caffeine is the same, 54 milligrams each per 12 ounces. And of course, this is sweetened with sugar, where this is sweetened with high fructose corn syrup. And again, I bought this at Lowe's Foods. So, you know, I'm really interested to give this a try and see how it compares. I've had Mountain Dew Throwback, but it's been a while. So, you know, this is just, you know, a really cool bottle. And I am a fan of Mountain Dew. I'm saving my Mountain Dew review. You wonder why I haven't reviewed Mountain Dew. Please request it if you want to see it. The more people who request it, the sooner I'll get to it. But I'm saving it to review with my friend, Ray Angel, who had a little project called Dew Every 10. And I'll let you Google that if you want to. But I want to bring him on and have the pleasure of his company while I review the mainstream Mountain Dew. But today, let's talk about the sugar version. I don't know if it smells like the regular Mountain Dew smells to me. There's definitely that high citrus tartness that I think makes you think of Mountain Dew. It's got a nice tartness. It's got a nice, you know, I don't have to tell you what Mountain Dew tastes like. I think most soda drinkers have probably encountered Mountain Dew. It tastes a little different to me, and I'm going to get into that when I compare this and just kind of nail that down a little bit. But, you know, and maybe it's a little more, I don't know, a little more juice-like. I'm not sure. I need to compare them, but it is a very nice, pleasant Mountain Dew flavor. It comes across as a little lighter to me. You know, I often find that the sugar-sweetened sodas tend to be a little smoother than the high-fructose corn syrup sodas. And that's just a matter of preference. You know, some people like smooth, some people like more bite. I go back and forth, but, you know, it just depends on the type of drink. So, with that said, let's give the regular Mountain Dew a try here and compare the two. So you got the sugar-sweetened Dew first here, and then the high-fructose corn syrup here. Coloring is obviously similar. Carbonation, pretty similar. I'll say the glass bottle appears to have a little more consistent carbonation, so a little more carbonation. So going back and forth, there's definitely a difference, and I encourage you to try both if you can. If you watch the show for a long time, you know I'm not constrained by any particular loyalties. I'm not loyal to containers or sweeteners, or, you know, I do like some companies, but I try to maintain relative independence and just be guided by taste. Now, and it's just my taste, but I think I do prefer the high fructose corn syrup version of Mountain Dew, and because there are differences there, and I don't know. I mean, the sugar one has some bite to it, so I don't know if I want to say that it's one of those bite issues, even though Mountain Dew with high fructose corn syrup has some more bite. But it's almost like there's something different when it comes to what you taste after the initial rush. And I don't know what I want to compare it to. It's just a difference. It's almost, to me, I almost felt like a lemon juice type of thing was going on, more on the back end. I know there's not lemon juice in here. There's natural flavors. You know, I don't know if lemon's a part of that. It has orange juice concentrate in it. So does this one. For those curious about the ingredients, they both have the same ingredients, with one exception, and it's in order. The sugar one has gum arabic before erythrobic acid, where this one has erythrobic acid before gum arabic. So as far as like the quantity, I guess there's maybe a little more gum arabic, a little less erythrobic acid. So to me, there's just a kind of almost also a weakness of flavor in the sugar one. It's just not the Mountain Dew that I know and love. And I do love Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew is a great flavor. So, but with that said, even though it's a little weaker, even though it's, and when I say weak, I don't necessarily mean the bite, just the flavor. It's lighter. It's a lighter Mountain Dew flavor. And I kind of like the strength of the regular Mountain Dew. So, All that said, I do like this flavor. It's a good flavor. I like the presentation. I would drink it again, and I enjoy it. And I'm kind of going back and forth between 4 and 4.5 as far as a rating goes, because that should tell you that I do really like it. I'm going to lean on the 4 side here. I'm going to put this at 4 out of 5. I'd like to know, have you seen this bottle? Not Mountain Dew Throwback, but this. Let me know in the comments on YouTube or on sodatasting.com. I'd love to hear from you. If you're on Twitter, find us at twitter.com/sodatasting. Thank you for watching, and as always, everything in moderation.